There are new changes to the A2P 10DLC rules that are killing deliverability and causing people to get 5-figure fines. The problem is that most people have not even noticed it yet. They just see their text getting filtered, getting flagged, or landing on red without ever hearing back from their leads, and they cannot figure out why. I know this because I've personally built over 1,000 SMS funnels and helped clients add over $1 million in revenue to their business. And I see thousands of text messages go out every single day, so I know exactly what is happening right now, what is landing in people's inboxes, what is getting filtered, and what these new rules are doing to the people trying to reach their leads. So today I'm going to show you exactly what these new A2P 10DLC rules actually mean for you, why they are wrecking deliverability, and most importantly, what to do about it before it costs you more. So before I get into the actual rules, there's one thing that you need to understand first, because it's the reason that most people have no idea any of this is happening to them. There are SMS platforms right now that will tell you a text message has been sent, but sent and delivered are two completely different things now. So it could be your case that your dashboard lights up green, it says sent, and everything looks fine, but the message never actually arrived. And the person on the other end has no idea you even tried to reach out to them. So that's obviously a big problem because you're now sitting there looking at a campaign that says it was sent out while nobody's replying, while in reality, it didn't even get delivered. That gap between what your platform tells you and what's actually happening on the carrier side is because of the new rules, which means that most people and most platforms have not caught on to this problem yet. So let me walk you through them, starting with the one that's hurting people the most right now. The first new rule is complete carrier blocking, which has been getting stricter every single month. So here's what's changed. Before this, if you were sending SMS from an unregistered 10DLC number, the carriers would slow your messages down, only let some through, and flag some as spam. It was annoying, but it was still something that you could survive on. But now all of that is gone. All of the major US carriers have completely cut off 100% of unregistered traffic. So if you're running outreach and drip sequences and appointment reminders and follow-up campaigns or anything through an SMS platform and your number isn't registered, your messages won't even make it to your lead's phone. And even if you are registered, there's a few new changes that could still block your messages. I work with an operator named Chad who runs Crypto Renegades. He was fully verified, doing everything right, running weekly webinars with over 1,500 registrants, and SMS was his main way of reaching them and his main revenue driver. But his phone lines got permanently shut down anyway, because he was using words like crypto and Bitcoin in his SMS campaigns, words that were essential to his business. He described it as being painted into a corner by the carriers to the point where he didn't see a viable path forward. When your deliverability dies in the middle of a campaign like that, it costs serious money. So here's how to get around this. Pull every flagged word out of the SMS itself. So instead of saying your Bitcoin webinar starts at 7 p.m., you'd have to write something like your digital assets webinar starts at 7 p.m. It's not ideal here since your audience may not immediately recognize the branding they just signed up for. But the trade-off here is pretty real. But even if you are registered and doing everything right, the second rule is the one hurting most businesses right now, and it's already in effect. The FCC One-to-One Consent rule went live January 27, 2026, and it's the biggest change to SMS marketing in years. Here's how things used to work. Before this change, if someone filled out a form, like getting quotes from top insurance providers, and gave consent to SMS text, that single opt-in could be shared across dozens of companies that would then all be legally able to text those leads. But with the new rule, that's not possible anymore. Each company has to collect its own separate explicit consent from each person. So a single form shared across 5 companies now satisfies consent for none of them. This broke the entire shared lead and lead aggregator model in which whole industries are built. If you're buying leads from a list broker or a lead gen platform and texting those people, the consent they gave the platform doesn't transfer to you anymore. They need to have opted in to hear from your business by name. So either you own the top of the funnel yourself, or you're texting people without valid consent. And that opens up tons of TCPA liabilities, which is a federal law that lets people sue you at $500 to $1,500 per message. For anyone buying leads online, this is really bad news and something that you need to keep in mind. The third rule is one that most agencies haven't even heard of yet. Reseller ID is now mandatory, and it came in August 2025 alongside a wave of fee updates. If you're a platform or an agency or a software tool that's registering a campaign on behalf of a client, you now have to declare who the messages are actually coming from. You have to include a reseller ID and the registered brand has to match the entity that's actually sending. If it doesn't, the carriers reject the campaign. This is a big deal for anyone running a white label SMS offer or managing outreach for clients. The old solution for this was pretty simple. An agency would register one brand under its own name and run every client's campaign through it. But right now, that's almost impossible. Every client whose messages go out needs their own brand registration tied to their actual business. So that means more paperwork, more fees, more setup time for every single client that you onboard. So if you haven't audited this, you might have campaigns running right now that are non-compliant. And when the carriers decide to pull the plug, they do it instantly. The fourth rule is a small one, but it's the kind of small that breaks everything when you're moving fast. It's called the EIN age requirement. Your EIN, which is your employer identification number, basically your business's ID number with the IRS, now has to be at least 15 days old before you could register for A2P 10DLC. This closes a loophole where someone could get an EIN in one day and register a campaign the next. It sounds pretty small, but it ruins urgent situations. So if you're launching a new business or a new brand or an LLC for a new campaign and you want to start texting immediately, you just can't anymore. There's a mandatory 15-day wait from the moment your EIN number is issued. So if you just signed a client and you need to start outreach fast, you have to sit and wait 2 weeks before you could send a single compliant message. The fifth rule is actually two things bundled together, one that's already catching people right now and one that's coming, and most people aren't ready for this. It's called the universal opt-out rule. This one is set to launch January 31st, 2027. Right now, if someone texts stop to one of your campaigns, it only stops that one campaign. You could technically still keep texting them from a different campaign or a different number. But with this new rule, if you get one stop, you have to stop all automated messages across every campaign and every number that ties back to your brand. So if you have someone in an opt-in, a nurture sequence, a re-engagement sequence, and an abandoned cart campaign, all running at once, a single stop kills all of them. Most platforms today track opt-outs at the campaign level, but going forward, you will need one central opt-out database sitting across everything. But here's the part that is already in effect as of April 2025. The FCC requires you to honor an opt-out made through any reasonable means. Your customer does not have to text the exact word stop. If they reply something like, "Please don't text me anymore," and your system only watches for the word stop, you are already non-compliant. So a lot of automated keyword systems that only listen for specific trigger words are legally insufficient right now, which could get you fined, and most people are running them without having any idea. Now let's step back and look at all five together because they all come from the same place. Every single one of them is a carrier rule. It's the carrier A2P system, which is the official network that handles automated business texts, deciding who gets to send, when, and to who, and tightening the screws a little more every few months. And it's not slowing down. So you could keep doing the registration dance where you audit every client, you register every brand, you wait for the 15-day EIN window, rebuild your opt-out database, recollect consent on every lead, and hope that the carriers don't pull your lines anyway. But what if you weren't sending on that network at all? Because none of these rules apply to a channel that doesn't run on the carrier A2P system in the first place. Let me show you what I mean. You can see here that my business has no A2P 10DLC registration. But watch this. I just created a new account. I get a real US phone line assigned the same day, even in the markets where good area codes are hard to get. The number is already warmed up and ready to text. If I need to scale and send higher volume campaigns, I could assign multiple phone lines. And I'm sending actual messages within minutes without any campaign registration or 15-day EIN window. And because this runs on iMessage, not carrier A2P SMS, I get the full iMessage feature set, it plugs right into the CRM that I'm already using, and there's no reply stop language that I'm forced to bolt onto everything. Now look at what that does to the thing that actually matters, which is your reply rates. Roughly 76% reply rate on iMessage versus roughly 35% on SMS. So while everyone is losing messages to filters and blocks and rejected registrations, the people who moved off of the carrier network are getting more than double the replies with none of the compliance headaches that are quietly draining everyone else. The platform I use for this is Sendblue, and you could create a free account with the link in the description if you want to give it a test. Now you know what the new rules actually are, what they break, and how to get around them. But getting your messages delivered is only half of it. The other half is understanding how to automate your text messaging outreach so that it could literally replace an employee for you. So click this video right here because I show you how I use Claude and Sendblue to qualify leads, send follow-ups, Book calls automatically, all via text message without a single appointment setter or an SDR on payroll. I'll see you there.